continue. 1 second. Continue. Okay, here we go. So we're up to Halachah number 12. Halachah number 12, and it says, how is above expressed? A person who is a craftsman may spend. Okay, so so the halacha before that, we said that how a person should study Torah and how he has to split in two parts, right? So 3 parts is what we said: written Torah and Chumash, right? No, we added oral Torah. Oral Torah meaning Halachah. That's what we're doing. And the third part is a Talmud. Okay. So now we're going into the details. How is the above expressed? A person who is a craftsman may spend 3 hours each day involved in his work and devote 9 hours to the Torah study. In those 9 hours, he should spend 3 written Torah, written law, 3 oral law, and 3 meditating with his intellect to derive one concept from another. Rambam says, right? So have to work 3 hours, right? And 9 hours you have to study Torah. So here we go. You have 12 hours. So let's do this piece with a commentary and explanations. So from the beginning, how is the above expressed? So above meaning divide the Torah in 3 parts. Kiddushin, where? I'm not sure which page in Kiddushin. Okay, doesn't matter. Kiddushin, same place. Ask this question, noting that on the surface it is impossible to divide one's years in 3, since no one knows how long he will live. There the Talmud explained that one must divide one's days. Okay, so in the original Talmud says divide your years in 3, so start with the Chumash, then oral law, and then when you advance, so then you do Gemara, right? They say, how can you divide in 3? I mean, if I know that I'm going to live till 90, it's simple to divide, but person does not know, maybe he's going to live to 32. How do you know, right? So they explain divide in the days, meaning each day must be divided in these 3 parts. Continue. A person who is a craftsman may spend 3 hours each day involved his work. So he needs to do the work, so 3 hours. And devote 9 hours to study Torah. Commentary. Example chosen by rabbis reflect the common situation. Thus, this statement teaches us that what we would consider commonplace division in one's time in Rambam's age. So today, these 3 hours, I don't think it's going to work because most of the company not going to hire you for 3 hours unless you're like independent professional and some kind of consultant, and 3 hours is enough. So this way it's going to work. But on most of the jobs, they need you to work full time. So for 3 hours, they're not going to hire you. So okay. So, but even look at these 3 hours, our rabbis today say you must work the minimum required amount of hours. So what is it minimum? The minimum it's 8 hours. So you work 8 hours. You don't like volunteer to stay over for overtime. In those 9 hours, so I mean, whatever is left, right? I mean, so he said that day is divided in 2 parts. One is day, one is night, right? So day meaning 12 hours. In those 9 hours, meaning that he's going to study, he should spend 3 hours reading the written law, 3 hours the oral law, and 3 hours meditating with the intellect to derive one concept from another. 77. There is Gemara. Given his daily study session equally among these 3 areas of study. Okay, that's what they say. Okay, in 3 parts. So Today, let's say we don't have as much as 9 hours, but we can scale down, but try to use the same ratio. Okay. Continue. The words of the prophetic tradition are considered a part of the written law, and their explanation part of the oral law. The matters referred to as pardes are considered part of the Gemara. Okay, so let's try to understand this part. See the commentaries. The words of prophetic tradition, commentary. The remainder of the Torah, there is words of the prophets and Holy Scripture. So all of these prophets and writings, right? They part of the Torah, 19 books. They comprise of 19 books. So they consider a part of the written law. Commentary. Brachas 5a relates that entire Tanakh, right? Tanakh has its source in a revelation at the Sinai. According to in certain regards, the 5 books of Moshe as given the greater prominence, the entire written law is generally considered of the same footing. So the difference is, I would say, if you have Novi, book of the Novi, and you have book of the Chumash, meaning 5 books of Moshe, so you don't put Novi on top of the Chumash, but you can put Chumash on top of the Novi, right? And plus the proofs, if somebody wants to give over sources, so we start with Chumash and then go to the Novi. If you have sources from both places. So one more time, the whole sentence. The words of the prophetic tradition are considered part of the oral law. Okay, we just explained it, and their explanation is a part of the oral law. So of course, there is impossible to read prophets without any book, any book of the Torah without commentary, because it's not. There are many things that are hidden, and unless they're explained by the sages, it does not make any sense. It just like sentences that do not even seems there is no connection from one sentence to another. But when you read the commentary, it all comes to life. It's mind blowing, right? But this commentary is the oral Torah.